There we go. After like 4 failed attempts to start the stream, I think I finally figured it out. But now my VM is hung. Let's see. Give it a second, see if my VM comes back, and hopefully people in chat start coming. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I can interact with chat. That is good. So sorry about all those like technical difficulties. Getting used to figuring out how to do the whole YouTube streaming thing. The reason why I just want to focus on YouTube, not Twitch, is mainly because I like the chat replay functionality, and I prefer just staying on one um, thing instead of multiple. So let's see. Fix that. Make sure it still shows live on my channel. Then we can begin. Yep. Okay. So, I guess while we wait for people to join, we can talk about kind of what I want to do. And if you watch the zipping video on Saturday, there was a file disclosure vulnerability. Let's see. Is this it? That's not it. This should be it. And we created this Python script on stream, and it just executes the file disclosure, right? So if I wanted to, we could run this. We called it fd.py, and let's grab Etsy hostname. And we grab this. We could also start grabbing like the web source. So var www html index.php. And what I want to do is have it automatically crawl the website, because my end goal is I run this script and then we just open up in VS Code and have Sneak like find more vulnerabilities in the application. So that is going to be the goal of this. I'm guessing it's probably going to take 45 minutes to an hour, as long as I don't run into more difficulties, right? So let's close out of all my tabs and begin. So let's see. Any questions before we start? I see a few people here. So we can answer questions while we wait for people, or I can just jump right in. Got to think of what I want to call this script. Because I'm going to code it kind of like a library, or at least how I think a library may look like for this, so I can reuse it. I don't want to code this every time I get a LFI. So I'm thinking like pwn closure. I don't know exactly if we have a good name. I don't see anyone in chat saying anything, so I'm probably going to call it pwn closure, and then we will keep going. So let's see. I'm going to move this to a new folder. That was weird. Okay, I'll just call it code. Move zip fd.py to here, and let's call it pwn-closure.py. So the first thing I need to do is make this a library. So let's make this a function called, I guess, download file. And we're going to give it probably the file we want to download, I guess. I don't know if we want to give it anything else later, but we can start with that. So we give it the file. We replace where this is. And I'm going to call it target file. Do that. It's going to create the zip, upload, and we can return our.txt. Let's see. Oh, thank you. I am editing the file I literally just moved. So we should close Visual Studio Code and open a new one. There we go. Save that. Close this. Okay. So this should work now. So if I go here, we should be able just to import FD, and then print fd dot, we called it download file, etc passwd. Run this. And hopefully it gives me a passwd file. Yep, there we go. So the first thing we want to do is probably have it be able to identify all the links on a page. So I'm going to create a function called getLinks. And then what we want to give it is some HTML. And let's see, we have getLinks. I like doing camel case. So I'm going to make a list for all my links where I put them in. And then we want to do a regular expression. So I'm going to do links is equal to re.findAll. And how do we want to do this regular expression? Let's see. Python 3, parent closure. What type of files do we want to grab? We're hard-coded etc passwd, for www html index.php. So let's see. I'm just going to search for PHP, and we want to look for probably href, some quote, file, and extension. So let's do a regular expression. And I like doing the triple quote just because this way I won't have to worry about escaping anything, right? So if I went into a Python terminal, if you're not familiar, we can say X is equal to triple quote, a single quote, a double quote, some of this, another triple. We do X, it still just puts everything there, right? So this is like a magical quote operator. What am I looking at to the right? That is going to be chat. My chat is right here. So whenever I look at to the right, I'm looking off the monitor for chat. Yes, Jeffrey is right. You're on the right screen. So we can do a href is equal to, and we're going to say open bracket. So any type of quote, and then we want probably A to Z, and probably make it case insensitive. We also want to be able to match a period. I'm going to match everything. And we're going to go up until a quote. Okay, for link and links, let's print link. Dashes, that would be a good one to add. I can probably add that as well. Let's just see what this looks like real quick. We're only printing that. We want to print get links. Someone's asking how to become good in Python. Probably not watch this video because my Python is god awful. You just, I guess, know you're decent in it when you can start working with it and finding some things or doing what you want, right? And this is going to be different of me just talking, interacting with chat as I do this, but it should be fun. So we have links. So let's say, right now I'm doing way too much here and it's getting confusing to me. So I'm going to say text is equal to the fd download. That is going to be var www index.php. Then let's see, what else do we need? We need to get links. So I'm going to call it links is equal to get links on text. And then let's just do link.append or output.append. Link. And here we can just return output. So now we can print links. So we have two. We grab the href, and we don't want that. Someone's asking if I'm sick, red nose. No, just have acne right now. Let's do open there, open there. So does that fix it? There we go. Now it looks better. We are grabbing one extra thing. We don't want to grab the quotes. Let's see. What if instead of that you used... So if I used everything, like you just put, I don't know how to pronounce your name, ob code, I'm worried I'll match too much. And we'll like, on some lines, if I did... I should have really just saved the output. But I'm worried, like, if the line doesn't end with the file or like the name, it may grab extra things. So I want to be very specific about what I match, because if we had like href is equal to index.php, and then for some reason, I don't know, HTML, let's just do size 0, then your regex could match this, could also match this, could match this, right? So I just wanted to make sure I don't match beyond what I want to. So now we have two links. If I run this, we just have shop and upload. That's not grabbing everything though, actually. There were some more things on this, right? Let's print text. There's got to be more links. Like this JS. I didn't grab this. It's probably source. So you also want to grab all the JavaScript. Let's see. I wonder if we can do... Is this regex? That is way too much. So I don't want to grab all of that. Numbers, yeah, we can add numbers. Okay. So where's it grabbing that from? If we look at container, end of container, that's not it. Class, I'm guessing it's just matching any character. So that's not how I want to do it. And if I put this in parentheses, that's going to screw everything up, right? There's got to be... That's not what I want. I really hate regular expressions. We got those two. Let's try source like that. Stillwell says try a lookhead filter. I think that's a lookhead filter that he said. Nothing to repeat. So the reason why I was avoiding this is just because, again, it's putting in parentheses, and whenever I see this, I think this is the data I want to grab. Or rather, double it. We'll see if it works. Nothing to repeat at position 9. So in this case, I think it would be easier to have 2 and then fix it once we have everything working, right? Because alternatively, we could spend probably an hour trying to build the best regular expression possible and then find another one, like another link, and it breaks everything. So I like just finding all the things I need and then going back and updating the code. So let's see. For link, we have output. It's going to be 2. Okay. So we run this. We did not get the JavaScript. So we still missed this. Oh, we don't have slash. So we need to add slash in that. Okay. And that's looking like we got every file. So awesome. Script source will, there we go. So we have both of those. There is going to be another case. We're going to have to accept PHP files, because if I do this shop index.php, if we run it, PHP uses include space. So we also need to be able to grab this file. Let ChatGPT construct your regex. I should, but I'm not logged in to ChatGPT on this VM. So that's why I'm not using ChatGPT for this. Otherwise, I probably would have. So we go links. Let's find include space. That's probably fun. So if I rerun this, we get functions. So now I'm going to try to get home.php. And we didn't get any file. Is there any PHP files here? We have an href. Oh, it's terminating on this question mark. So we need to make sure question marks are a valid termination for the regex. I wonder if I have to escape that. There we go. Is that really the only regex I got? Was there a cart? Nope. Let's see. Any files in this? Template header, watches, index page. Okay, that looks good. So let's go back to index.php on this and make sure we got all the links. There's one thing I'm noticing. We have shop. If I'm looking at this, this is probably a directory. So let's go up. href is equal to shop probably. And yeah, so this is probably going to want to download index.php out of shop. So let's see. How can we do this? This would be a href. Let's see. We did a if. Let's just try a period and link and do not. Let's append index.php. So now we have shop index. We probably need to add a slash. And there we go. So now what we want to do is keep track of every file we're going to be downloading, because this is going to be recursive. If I hit this shop index.php, I want to download all the new links on it. And it may have files that I've already retrieved, and I don't want to retrieve them again, because if I do, I'm going to go in this infinite loop of like index crawling functions, functions telling it index exists, it going back to index, then it going to function, and it's just going to keep going down that rabbit hole. We could go with like deep terminology in a web crawler. So what deep means is how many links deep it will traverse. There's also wide, which means like how many subdomains or how many adjacent sites it would go with. But in this case, we're only cared about deep. And someone, Octware, would you need a page argument in href as well? Ooh, that is a good call. Let's see. Page. Where's the page question mark? That is definitely something we're going to have to parse, I think. Let's see. That's probably going to be on index.php of shop, maybe? Is that where they referenced it? That's functions. Is it home? Page? Yeah. So we're also going to have to do the same thing with this. So the page we have to grab, because this is going to be product.php. So forget who I said that was. Good call on grabbing the page. That was Octware. So thank you very much. So let's see. We can probably just do it with this as well. Links find all. We can say page is equal to. We don't have any quotes when we do the page. We can terminate on. If I just grab every, like this will probably work. I'm guessing we have to append PHP. So we can say this link.php. Is that going to work? There we go. So now we'll get things out of page. And if you're curious why, if we go back to the box, I got to open up Firefox and look at exactly what this site looks like. So 10.10.11.229 shop. We have this, and then we go page product. And this is going to be where the actual LFI was, right? So this is just loading product.php out of shop. It just appends.php. So that's why we add that. So I think we have all the links. So let's see. We want to create a crawler. And the functions we want to pass in. I'm going to pass a func. And then we'll say the file. And before I go to this, we need to identify the type of web server. Def get web server. We could specify it. So what I mean by that is we have to get var www HTML. I can either pass that as a parameter, like parent, or we could like identify the web server and then crawl it. I guess we're going to start with this, and we'll create a to-do. If I have time at the end of this, we can fix this up. Automatically identify parent based upon web server config. Okay. So let's see. We have a start crawl. And I should be able to just pass a straight function in this. That's what I want to test real quick. So what I want to do is say func, or we'll say target file is equal to parent plus file. And we'll say func target file. Then I do start crawl. I'm going to pass in that. So let's see if this works. It does. Awesome. So the whole reason I want to pass in a function here is I want to be able to have this script, this pwn closure, be able to work with a lot of LFIs or file disclosures, right? So if I pass in a function to this thing, then this logic, it can be anything, right? I just have to have a way to download a file from a exploit. If I have that, I just pass that function into this one and it will magically crawl the website for us, right? So that's why I'm doing it like this. We can say func is equal to a call to download source. I don't know how else to describe it in one line. It makes sense in my head. This is probably going to be horrible, unreadable code at the end of this. But that's how most projects start out, right? So let's see. We want to keep track of all the files we have. So these can be all the files we've crawled. And then we have a pending. This will be all the files we want to crawl. So we're going to start off with this. I guess maybe I can call this Q. Kind of hesitant to call it Q just because that could be other terminology or libraries could use that. Could I increase the sound? Is that better? Hopefully it's better. Why no burp suite? We may use burp suite eventually. There's no need right now. We're trying to make a program, right? I don't want to create a burp extension to do this. So we have output is equal to that. Where was I going with this? So we can say while the length of Q is greater than 0. So we're going to create a loop. And then let's see. We'll just say for page in Q. And then let's see. Print crawling page. I wish I had a logging library I knew off the top of my head on Python. I've been doing so much Golang code that I forgot how to do a lot of things in Python. And a log library is one of them. So let's see. We can say Q, remove page, and then crawled append page. So we remove it from the queue and we append it. And then we can say output is equal to this. And instead of target file, this will be the page. Yeah, the logging library would work. That's what I can use. Import logging. And then we can say logging, debug. There we go. The reason why I like using logging libraries instead of just the print statement is I can take this out of debug mode, put in an info, and all these lines would be hidden, right? So it makes it very nice to do things like that. So thank you, Drew. The only thing I wish was, it's probably like logging JSON is what I normally use. I like logging to JSON format instead of just a string. So we have the page. So we want to get all the links. So if we do get links on output, and then we can say, have we used the term link before? Not here. Append, added. Okay, let's see what happens with this. Absolutely nothing. Probably because it's doing things. I'm in debug mode. Let's see. How do I set logging context? Logging. Set. There we go. Thank you, Copilot. I don't want it to be on debug. Let's do that at info. We have a print statement somewhere. Let's see. What am I printing? Is it on get links I have? Output append. So we do that. Let's see. Q. No. We want to say downloading page. And we haven't done anything to save it yet, right? So this is all I wanted to do for now. We go in shop. So what it did not do is we didn't get everything in the shop. I'm not sure exactly why. Because when we hit shop.index.php, it should have definitely added some more pages, right? Because if we do shop here, we have functions. And it never added functions to this. We never crawled it. So we have something broken. Let's see. Link not in crawled. Then we append it to the queue. Let's do logging info. So once we hit this one, it added everything. But for some reason, when we're hitting here, we're not. And I'm not exactly sure why. Let's see. If, let's see, page is equal to shop index.php breakpoint. Let's see if this breaks. There we go. So we hit it. And oh, we're never actually downloading the file, are we? We have output. Yeah, it should hit the page on this. So let's see what happens. So what is links? Links is currently nothing. What is output? Not found. Okay. What is page? Shop index. Oh. I see what we're doing. Let's see. There we go. This. Let's see. Does this work? I don't like that I'm reading, like, naming that. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's see. So we have that. Remove the page, add it, and whenever we download it, this is when we want to do it. We'll call it full path. There we go. This looks better. If we do links here, yep. I'm going to get rid of this info. Let's see everything it downloads. No V. I would, but I think I like Visual Studio more just because if I wanted to, I could just debug something, right? If I'm doing it live, I don't code that often, but having this is super handy for debugging. I know I could do similar things in Vim, but for a stream, I don't like fumbling around for 30 to 40 minutes just because it's not what I'm used to, right? So whenever I'm doing any like developing, I do use Visual Studio Code. If I'm just editing files or looking at things and doing those type of things, I will use Vim. So I think we are good here. So now if I break and we wanted to look at crawled, we have a list of everything we've crawled. So believe it or not, we are almost done. I don't know how long I've been going, but this is, I think, going quicker than I expected, or maybe time is just going by fast. Or maybe the last 5% is going to be the longest. So what I need to do now is save the file. So we've added everything. So we get the links output. Right here is what we need to save probably. Trying to think the best way to do this. Maxwell, thank you for being a basic supporter. Your full path parent file line should read full path parent plus page. That is correct. Good catch. Because I'm just getting the same page over and over again. Well, let's see. Anything else? Nope. So, okay. What we're going to want to do is create the directory or save a file. So let's do def save file, and we'll give it the full path as the argument. And then we can say the directory is equal to, was it os.path dir name? We got to import os. Okay. So we have this, and we want to make sure the path exists. There we go. It's almost like Copilot can hear me talk. So if the path does not already exist, we're going to create it. And we don't want to create this directory exactly. We're going to say this is going to be output /. There we go. And let's just make the directory output. So now that we have it, we can say with open output / full path. I don't know if I need that / because the OS path dir name is probably going to put that for me. write as f, write the file. Return full path content. So here we can call save file, and it hopefully we'll be saving the files. The first time I'm going to set the breakpoint there, and we're just going to run it and see what we grab. Okay. We have the content, we have the path. It's going to hopefully create this directory for us. So let's make sure that happened. It did. Then we write the file. Awesome. So let's just run this and see what happens. Let's see. Fun MX. I'm preparing for a master's degree in computer and network systems in a university in Paris. I want you to tell me if it's better to try to get Security Plus or try Hack Me lessons. Thanks. I would say probably do both and try Hack Me for Hack the Box. I'm biased, obviously. But there is guided mode now for easy boxes. A lot of medium ones are coming. There's also Starting Point that gets you that familiarity, right? It ran shop index PHP twice. Did it? We see index. It ran index twice. Oh, because it begins with the slash. That's going to be a bug. And there we go. It did do that twice. Odd. Let's see. What do we say downloading? Logging info. So we are downloading that. Let's see. There's one thing we probably want to do. Let's see. Links not in crawled. So we can say link is equal to link.lstrip/. So this should fix this one. Lstrip is a function, yeah. Okay. I was just odd because it wasn't highlighted. But that will hopefully strip this so this case doesn't come at us. I don't know why we downloaded shopindex.php twice. That is odd. Find output. It does look like our script worked. Is there a functions here? Functions.php for shop. Oh, that's going to be weird. Shoot. So I think what is screwing us over right now, I don't know why we grabbed shopindex.php twice, but when we did the include, it did not remember we were inside of shop. So it tried to download all those pages, I believe, to the root. It just did var www HTML, right? So we have to do something with the links when we grab the index.php here. It's not here. It's probably this include statement. Am I doing any threads? No, I'm not. I'm just trying to think now the best way to do this. I wonder if our queue should, if we should just have crawled be the full path of things. There's got to be a more elegant way to do this. When I'm getting the links, I just have HTML here. So let's see, where is get links? We call it here. Wonder if we can do a directory here. Let's see, if /in page, then we can say directory is equal to os dot path dir name. And let's see, we have the directory. What was I doing here? I think it's gonna be better if I just pass this to the crawled. That's saving the file. We do the get links. I don't like this, but it may work. Reference before assignments. That won't be defined. And to speed this up, I'm going to hide all of these. Yeah, so if I was doing any type of threading, I would probably just try this in Golang or something. We don't want period. Because I don't like, as much as I like the async library in Python, I think the global interpreter lock is going to change a lot of things down the line. And I don't feel like having to update code. So whenever I do threading in Python, I try to switch languages just because I know a lot's going to change. We don't want the link to be period. We don't want to match that. Let's see. And hold on 1 second. My dog is whining, so I want to go see what she's doing. Okay. So we don't want to grab ... let's see, for page in queue. Let's just do equal and then break. That should do it. It still try to download ... So the reason why you see me sometimes using like if page is equal to this and other times I'm just doing straight breakpoint, it's because if I, or sometimes you see me do this, sometimes you see me just click. It's just because I don't feel like clicking next 20 times. And that, wait, what? How do you get to save file and miss that breakpoint? Okay, so now we have it successfully hit it. Let's see, what is the page? Shop /... Okay. So that is why it added it. So let's see. In here, we can say if we probably should like do something better. That's not a good way to handle this. Like we should see if the link ends with ... Does Python have ends with? It does. That's the better way to do it. So now we can grab everything. Do we grab shop index.php twice still? Index, upload. We don't. So I think that fixed most of our problems. So I'm going to delete the var directory. We're going to uncomment this. Going to run it and see if we have pretty much a working copy of the website. It's definitely not the fastest. Could use some threading so we make multiple requests at once. But this should be fine. There we go. We have all the files. If I do ls here, find var, that looks good to me. So now here's going to be the moment of truth. If I just do code, we're going to open this website now that we've just downloaded all the source code to. And let's see, since we have enough of the source, Sneak should be able to tell us. So the open source security is not going to, because we're not using like Laravel or anything. This is like looking for like the packages. And if we don't have a framework that lists all the packages we use, of course, open source security is not going to work. However, code security does, as does code quality. But the main thing I want to look at is this. We have LFI here. There was, so it does detect that. It did not detect the SQL injection, or did we not crawl the SQL files? Let's go to shop. We didn't crawl the SQL files. So if we grep product, page is equal to products. We should have crawled that, right? Because we downloaded functions. Functions should have seen the page is equal to. The index, doesn't that have product on it? No, it has home. But functions has page is equal to products. So we should have grabbed it there. I'm guessing when we added this, it didn't add the directory? I don't know. But we're definitely missing some files. So let's go back to this. So page, we grab everything. Quote is not there, so that's where it should terminate. That looks like it would grab it. So let's do if page is equal to, or if function in page breakpoint. Let's run this. I guess I should have deleted all that CSS again, because that's going to take some time to get through. And that's just in these files. Okay, so we have hit functions, right? If we do page, we're in shop functions. So let's see exactly what happens here. We append it to the crawled. Let's see, full path, okay. Yep, we have that. Save file. Okay, we have that. And now it's going to call get links. And this is what we want to see. Index products. Okay, so we did grab all of these. But I'm guessing our directory is not set. Directory is set to shop. So we lstrip it. Okay. This is going to be linked. This should just be assets. Okay. Directory is set. So we should put shop before this. So let's see what link is. We did. So why does it not hit? So we do ... Oh, is it the break? Do we break out of this for loop altogether? We do. Let's see. Instead of like going like infinitely to the right of just functions, we should just have this get links. Never store anything that ends with period. For line in output. Let's see. If I just replace the break with continue, it will continue down the path, right? Like, let's see. Right? If I did continue, it would just go down here, right? Do I not know what continue is? I don't want it to. I don't want anything with period, ever processing. That's why I broke. I was hoping I'd break out of this, or break it like out of this loop, but it broke one higher than I expected to. Pass probably works. I've only used that in like a function, like where it returns. I'm curious. Continue goes to the next item in a loop. I'm going to try that. Make two functions? That's what I was going to do until I wanted to learn exactly what continue did. Let's see. Oh, we just hit function. Okay. So what is continue going to do? We got period. Is it going to go to this line, chat? Or do you think it's going to go back up here? Where do we go next? To if directory or for link? I don't know. For link. So continue actually does work. For some reason, I thought continue would just go to the next line. So thank you. I did not know that. It starts downloading twice on files. Oh, products and product. But this is the same. That's the same. So with that, there's probably going to be a few bugs where you double crawl things. I'm not exactly sure why that is yet, but I think the script works. So if we take out all the breakpoints, we have one more, right? See, what time is it? 8:40? I do discover the link more than once, but every time I discover it, it should check crawled before it adds it, right? Because I'm doing if link is not in crawled, then it appends it. So I don't think it's seeing it in two different places because that crawled function lasts the whole time. But I think everything worked fine. So what does products? A birthday's a thing? Shop. They're both a thing. Okay. There you go, Batty. Happy? So I'm going to close this one. We're going to open it again. Go over to Sneak. And hopefully this time the code security scanning picks up the SQL injections. I'm just assuming it will see the SQL injection, by the way. I have no idea if it will. But we got the code there now. So hopefully it does. And there we go. SQL injection. Awesome. Let's see. Is there... We probably should clean up this code. I don't like leaving this code like this. The downloading. So someone said, what if you crawled it yet but found it twice? I'm not printing everything I find. I'm only printing everything I download. So everything I crawl. So let's see. I guess the first thing we should do is figure this out to do two strings. I do have Copilot chat. Let's see. Did we do 2 question mark equal colons or 1? We were so close. I'm not sure if we did 2. I think we did. What I think we did was this. And I don't know if that was me, like misreading the chat, or if it was just a mistake. But that should do it. Yep, it works. So what was that? Can I see that easily? My control F is not working on the chat window. Can I add include? I guess I could. I probably do include space. The only reason I'm hesitant is because I terminate with a few characters, but that may be fine. Now, I guess we could go the extra mile and also do this one, the page. But the only issue if we did page would be we only want logic to append .php here. Because if we see just a directory here, we want to go to index.php. On the page, we have the file. We want to grab that. Is this going to grab it? Mitt, yeah, we can go over fd.py real quick again. If you want to watch me code this live, this is actually in my video of the machine, which is zipping. But how the LFI works, we have this URL. I'm going to call create zip. we're going to make io.bytes. So this is like an in-memory file. We're going to create the file resume.pdf. We're going to do some things to make a symlink. And the symlink will be called, I think payload we called it, right? Yeah. No, that's the file. What was the file name we did? Zip info. Yeah. Here's where the file goes. So this is actually adding the symlink to it. We write it to a file in memory and then close it. Yes, it is. It was from Stack Overflow, at least these lines. But I didn't know a good way to do a symlink in the Python zip library other than like all this. But anyways, we create that payload, we submit the form, then I'm going to calculate the MD5 sum of the payload. We could have just scraped the output of the web page, but I mean, if you've seen anything from this video, I don't really like regular expressions. So I took the method of just calculating the MD5 instead to grab it. So I think we're good. Let's do a find on HTML, WC-L 34. Let's rerun this now that we changed the regular expressions up. What am I doing, Filippo? We're just creating a script to automate some file disclosure source downloading thing and hanging out, talking to chat while I do this. This is just something I wanted to put in my CTF script repo. I'll probably do a separate video on the script, not coding it though. But figured I'd just stream while I code so we can talk and hang out tonight. So it looks like we downloaded everything. And we have 27. We are missing some files. So as we simplified the regex, we missed some files. I don't know what files, but we definitely missed some. So let's see. We can grab that. Find dot. Oh, that was horrible. Oh, why is it doing that to me? Let's see. So that's 35 lines. Then we do a sort dash u, 35, awesome. 29, 29. So that will let me cat both of these files. Then we can do a sort, unique dash C, and find the difference. There's a dot slash, of course. What? %s. I don't want slash. We terminate that. There we go. Nope. There we go. Ah. Okay, that diff looks better. So I'm missing place order.php. And it was on the include, I think. I'm guessing the place order.php comes from removing the include. Right, f2.text, that's not there. F. So we replace that. We have to figure out exactly where product came from. So grep-r or place order. It's not in any of the files. Let's see. Put this back in. And we'll download everything again. The regex places after the include, which should not. You are correct. That would be it. So thank you, Octware. That looks good. So it should end with product and products. We got product. There we go. So that regular expression is cleaned up. So we can leave a comment here. We just get a... Okay, so that's why we're doing both of these regular expressions still. I don't want to sum these up. Because we could potentially do page is equal to here, but we have different logic going in these functions. So don't want to clean that one up. Save file. This looks like it's decent. We don't need the return, I guess. So this would be the last thing we want to clean up. Let's see. I think this could be simplified. Like a pop. Would a pop do it? Hey, yeah. I don't know if I like that actually. I think that's fine. How it is. So we download, we get the full path, the output. Okay. Cortex, I think that would make sense if this was threaded, but I don't see. I guess we can go at the end and see if there's any duplicates in crawled, right? So let's see. We can do this while. Let's see if there's any duplicates in crawled. For item in crawled, print item. Let's get rid of that for now. We run this. Let's see if we have any duplicates there. Am I even seeing a duplicate here? Shop index. I don't know if I am. Product placeholder. I don't know if I saw any duplicate. What if when we simplify the regex, if that fixed it? There are two. So I'm not exactly sure. So it does add it. I'm just not sure why a duplicate is getting added, because we say the link is not in this before we add it to it. Oh, because we append it here. I see what you're saying. Let's see. So if there's multiple links on the page, if we refer to the same thing twice, then it would get added, I'm guessing. So let's see. Where's the goal? We've pretty much already got the goal. I'm just cleaning up the script and trying to think of a slightly better way to do some things. So with the script, we give it a file disclosure vulnerability in PHP, and it will go crawl and download all the source. So that's the purpose of the script. I know how to do it in different languages. I don't know how I do it in Python per se. Probably should make that like a class. Or we could do a global variable. I try to avoid globals wherever I can. Well, set does. I don't know what you're saying about the set. Says poor, but when you get the links found at regex, make it set. Okay. So here, instead of append, extend, remove, sort, insert. Yeah. Yeah, I should use a set. That should work. See, what do we call output? Is that going to change much? And we can still print that. That looks better. We have one dupe instead of two now. Sort temp. Why did this get added twice? Let's grab this. That's in two files, but we still should not have grabbed it twice. Somewhere we have bad logic. So we have crawled, then we have the queue. We add one file to the queue. We download the page, remove it from the queue, add it to the crawled. Get the full path so we can download it. Save the file. Queue. Yeah, we can convert the queue to a set. Is remove still a set item? It is. Yeah, we probably should use set everywhere, but here. So I don't think this is going to fix the problem. We'll see. Set change. Can I not do that? What I have it at? File. Set change. Yeah, I think that's the issue. Let's go back to how I have it. I'll put add. That should be fine. I'm not exactly sure where that one thing is coming from. I did not think it would be added as a duplicate just because in here, when we're adding things to the queue, we make sure it's not in what we've crawled before. We know what it's coming from. It's coming from index.php and upload.php. So it's two different files that it comes from. Like if we reference this file twice in one, then I'd see that being a bug in here. But I'm sure we have duplicate hrefs all over. I just don't know why it's only this. Are we allowing dashes? Yeah. I don't think it's this. They only did it once. I think so. 23 lines. It was 24 before. Oh, we have a duplicate somewhere. Or not. Oh, no. This time it's product.php. It's in a completely different file. I'm going to run it twice and see if the file actually changes. I'm going to be sad if we kept looking at that one file and it's actually different between runs. So after we run this, I have an idea of what I want to do. Okay. So if we do sort run 1 24 -u 22. So this time we have 2 duplicates. Sort run 2 25 22. This time we have 3 duplicates. This time cart.php placeholder and this. I'm baffled. So if page in crawled breakpoint. I guess it could be a race condition, but I'm just confused because we're not doing any threading or anything. If I share the code and paste bin, I guess we could. Let's see. So we do hit it. We hit the breakpoint. I wish I could see what page came before. I guess it got it from upload.php, I think. I'm guessing this is going to be in order of how it downloaded. Guess I should put fd.py here as well. Let's see. So dark. Right here, we have if link is not encrawled. Concurrency's not it. I guess the simplest thing to do, if page and crawled there we go. This should be the quickest way to do it. We print everything out at the end. We do. So Dark Fleet, we confirmed, I thought, that the page that we were downloading from was different, right? Like the duplicates existed in 2 different pages, and we only crawled 1 page at a time. So I don't think that would be it. But regardless, if I still have a duplicate here, I'm going to be baffled. I don't want the line to appear octware, because at the end, I'm just doing a print. So I don't want that to, or whatever one to appear. It is taking a while to run. And I don't know what it's doing. We can kill it, and we can leave this in. Oh. I know what happened. There we go. We had an infinite loop. Because we were continuing. And since we were continuing before we removed it, we hit back here and went back to it. So that's what happened there. At least I'm 90% positive. So this time, it should be done in like 30 seconds. There we go. $22. So this is definitely fixes it. I'm probably going to figure this out. If we can figure it out in 10 minutes. So queue removed, page in crawled. Yeah, I am baffled. At least we're not getting the same thing twice, but somehow we're getting to this state where the link was not encrawled twice, and it's one thread. Let's see. So if we add, I don't want to grab output, but we can grab page, right? Page to link. Q append. I wonder if that's going to help us at all. What does it do? I was just printing. But now I can't easily see if we have a duplicate because we kind of fixed the problem. We could probably do a breakpoint. Okay, so we hit it. So upload.php is adding design CSS. And that was added by index, I believe. Let's see. Creative design CSS. Asset CSS. Yeah. So why did we get here twice? So thank you, Cortex, and thank you, Mr. Firm. Or Mr. Fam. I really got to make the chat bigger. And thank you very much, Mr. Fam. I feel bad because I was ending the stream and then you just did the big donation. Because I don't know if I'll be able to figure out this bug on stream. That's a good point. So if we do and link not in queue. Do we hit this still? Where do we add it to the queue? No, yeah. If we hit the breakpoint, I'm going to be confused. We did not. So somewhere in the logic, we have screwed up. It can be, I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. I did not think we could hit this edge case, but somehow we can. Well, I guess if Q was a set at the end of the day, then that would have fixed it. So what's happening is we add it to the queue. It's in the queue, then we add it again. So there's a point where, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So the page hit the queue twice. So that's where the bug was. So we have fixed that. So I'm going to add this script into the CTF scripts. I wonder if I can do it right now while we're watching. We can do pwn closure fd op CTF. Do I not have it? Don't think I do. We have to do this off the video. Oh, I have it here. Let's do PHP. What do we call it? Pwn closure. Then CP HTTP zipping. I do not want to add that captcha probably. That seems fine. That moment when I'm like, oh, what do I have in this repo that I have not committed yet? So I can't push that to the repo. I'll clean up the get so I'm not pushing anything I don't want to the repo. We'll have it in the CTF scripts. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. Any last minute questions before I head off? And I also want to thank again Cortex Network and the Mr. Fam for the donations. And I'm going to try to do this more often. If there's things you want to see in this, like these type of just random streams, let me know. I think the next one I'm going to do is cleaning up some Ansible script for the building a parrot. So I'll probably do that in a couple days. I don't know what day, but probably like Friday night, I think, or maybe one of the weekend mornings. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.